Hello. We all have goals, aspirations, but then we hear the phrase, it can't be done. It's infeasible. You're a dreamer. Well, who can really tell us what or what not is impossible? This is a little intro to a much longer addressing of the topic, it can or can't be done. I think it's very potentially useful to a number of people who study academically, are in sports, and want to go further than average. Or, as one person said in the book, The Magic of Thinking Big, Dr. David Schwartz, mediocrity. There's a lot of shall we say, non-stellar performance in the world if we stop to think about it. So what keeps us back from our potential? For surely we have more that we could do if only we would attempt more, and, it can't be done does not help matters any. There's a lot of things I think we could do. Once again, this is an intro to a show about an hour in length by someone who has a degree in electrical engineering from West Point, studied 4 years at the half-time level at Berea College in mathematics starting at age 41, and at the same time started a 15-year venture with SuperMemo spaced repetition software from a gentleman out in Poland, Piotr Wozniak. He can be looked up, Piotr Wozniak, SuperMemo. There's an article on Wired magazine from 2008, I believe, and more. As to my approach then on learning, also I'm very much an autodidact. I did not get a conventional degree in mathematics from Berea College, but I can tell you I studied sometimes as much as 5 hours preparing for one class session, whereas a lot of people, say 18 to 22 years old on average, prepared 0 to say half an hour or an hour. And I also did 3 out of 4 years of my time there to pay back the tuition, tutoring in their math department. And I've done other tutoring also in mathematics, mostly unpaid, a little bit paid. Other than the work for the college there way back. So this is a little intro then concerning it can or it can't be done, and the tangential phrase of don't listen to the naysayers. And I may put a link or two in the description section of some of these videos, then the intro or the longer version of some people who have exemplified discussion of this topic matter. I might also say my father has a PhD in English literature and taught for many years in colleges, a variety of colleges, but with an interesting twist. He was, quote, a high school dropout, and then went back and got his GED, and then completed his first academic degree to the bachelor's level in 3 years instead of 4 years. And then up and up, until attaining a PhD degree and more. And also he has very, very many other interesting sides to his, quote, education, including that his father was a, quote, garbage man in the ghettos of Philadelphia, and that my mother also, by the way, was a war refugee and is still alive to this day. Soviets came to her village when she was, almost 2 years old, 10 miles west of the Ukraine border, her father Ukrainian, and very interesting story here. So that's what goes into my viewpoint on education and the topic of it can or it can't be done, as well as very good anecdotes, I think, and much more, a very good analysis to the best of my ability, but with no music background and other frills. Otherwise, this just would not happen at this point, and who knows when. Sorry, no frills. That's extra, for some person to stick on there later, or, that's on the back burner. Life moves on. And I help my mother here considerably. She's 87 at the point of the making of this video today. So, and she's in a separate village from me. So anyway, this is a little intro again. And I also bring up a variety of facets of education. And by the way, my mother for some years spent time in a paid position, not much, doing work with, shall we say, learning challenged students. And she did a very good job at it. She did not have a, quote, degree from a school in it, so her paycheck didn't reflect really the impact she had. And isn't that then the case of so many people who contribute a great deal, and their recognition is more internal and amongst the people they worked with? That's life. So this is, again, an intro to a longer version concerning whether it can or can't be done, and what the whole topic of naysaying is about, and what comprises really top-notch acquisition of intellectual skills. And to a smaller extent, I cover, matters of sports. I was not the greatest in sports in general. That just wasn't my bailiwick, as per my physiology and how I grew up, and what my father emphasized and didn't. There were things he emphasized and my mother emphasized, and things that weren't emphasized. Anyway, once again, an intro version here, unpolished, because otherwise it just takes too much time to get the polish out of the jar and find the darn jar of polish. And then, you gotta like wonder, well, what kind of polish is the best polish? I give up. Here's the unvarnished version. Take it or leave it, Time will tell what's half decent or not, or more than half decent.